Hello, I'm Claire Smith and welcome to my channel. So today I've got some more perfume blind buys for you, and to me this feels a little bit weird, a little bit wrong, because I've signed up to Paola Bianca's no buy challenge, which I don't know whether it is a challenge, but anyway I'm treating it like a challenge. So I'm intending not to buy any perfumes in February, and so far it's halfway through the month and I haven't bought anything, so I'm feeling like I'm doing really well, which is really not that well considering it's only been 2 weeks. But anyway, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, so all of these three fragrances I bought in January or earlier, and I'm just going to take you through them. So as I've said, they're all blind buys. Some of them are a bit YouTube made me buy it because I've seen other people talk about them and I was curious, and as you know, the UK is in lockdown right now, so you can't just walk into a shop and smell something. You have to just take the plunge or wait. So the first one of these is actually one that I've been looking at for a long time, and I'd seen the Fragrantician talk about this one, and if you haven't seen her channel then please check it out because she's amazing. But the box for this one looks like this. So it's Chant de Extase by Nina Ricci. So I do have the Extase Absolue of this perfume range, and I really love that one. So that's like a really strong rose kind of cedar perfume, very kind of Middle Eastern smelling. So I was kind of intrigued by what this one's going to smell like, and this beautiful box with like the mermaid on, and it's just beautiful artwork in general of this box just made me intrigued. And I saw this perfume on Amazon for, I think it was something ridiculously cheap, like £17 I think for 50ml, which you know is such a good deal. So I just couldn't say no. I'm a stickler for a bargain here. So the bottle looks like this, which is equally beautiful to the box. So it's in this like azure blue colour. And I find this one really hard to describe actually. I think it's really quite unisex feeling to me. So to me, the initial spray of this perfume is very citrus based, and it does have a bit of ginger in it as well. But then later on, you do get more of like a mineral sea kind of vibe from this. And I do get also a lot of caramel. I think that it does have a very strong sea vibe, which does overtake the caramel, but the caramel is definitely there. And I just find this delicious. It's just such a refreshing kind of scent for me. There is kind of a background rose and a background raspberry, but really they're very secondary to the overall kind of sea note in this. And the final dry down is quite musky, but really it's the sea note and the caramel with the musk that is all that I really get from this in the end. I think that it has quite a short longevity on me. I tried this at work a couple of days this last week, and really it was maybe till lunchtime, so maybe 3 or 4 hours, very little more than that. I was quite disappointed with the longevity, but I was kind of expecting it from what I'd read, from what other people have said about this perfume. But I think that if you did overspray it, it probably would last a bit longer. So I actually think this perfume is quite unisex. I think that it would smell great on a man. I don't think it's intended to be unisex at all, but for sure I think because of that mineral kind of sea note, I think it really does smell very refreshing. So I don't know whether you've heard people already talk about this range. You probably have, because it's been so incredibly popular, and I think part of that popularity is because these perfumes have been formulated by Kurkdjian, and I think that's why they've surged in popularity recently, as well as, you know, the Rose Absolue perfume being complete knockout, completely amazing perfume. This one I don't feel is a complete knockout, but I do still really enjoy it, and I think really the thing that kills it for me is the longevity issue. But I do really like it, and I think it's probably not the season right now to be wearing this. I think it's probably going to be much better in spring or summer, sometime when this sort of has a bit more of a chance to shine, when it sort of matches the weather a little bit more than it does now. I think winter is not the time for this perfume from my opinion, but others may differ. I would buy this again, especially at the price. It was an amazing find to get this for £17. And I think I would have paid more actually. Had I smelt this in a shop, I probably would have bought it. I really like the refreshing side to this perfume, and I think this is going to be my favourite of this haul. So this is Chant Extase by Nina Ricci. So the second perfume that I've got today is actually a Tom Ford perfume, and you may have seen where I've mentioned having Tom Ford's Black Orchid. I kind of got curious and I went for another one. So this one I think came out in 2016 and I think it's actually been discontinued. I actually got a second-hand bottle from eBay, and that is Tom Ford's Orchid Soleil. So it comes in this beautiful kind of rose gold bottle. It's just exquisite. And actually when you spray this, it was really shocking to me because the juice is pink. So I sprayed it on my skin and I thought I was having some kind of reaction, but it wasn't itchy, and I didn't really understand. I hadn't read anywhere anybody saying that the juice was pink in this, but it does literally stain your skin. So just be aware of that if you do get your hands on one of these, because I think it still is quite widely available to buy, even though it has been discontinued. So yeah, if I've just an example here, I've just sprayed it on a bit of paper. Don't mind the writing, I'm a bit of a recycling nerd, so I wouldn't waste a bit of paper to just spray a fragrance. But yeah, there's a kind of pink mark on there, and it does leave a mark on your skin, as I've said, so just be aware. So this one was kind of shocking to me actually. I didn't really have any preconceived ideas about what this would smell like. It does definitely feel like a flanker of Black Orchid though, and that is really what I was looking for. I think this is kind of supposed to be a more summery version of Black Orchid, and I kind of get that, but I also kind of don't. I don't feel like this is a perfume that I would want to wear in summer. It's very, very heavy, and the initial spray is really kind of off-putting to me. I don't know what it is in the initial spray, but there's something in there that just smells kind of really dirty to me, but when it dries down it just transforms. So the main note in this throughout really is red lily, and I think that's maybe what is making this perfume pink when you spray it. But in the opening it's really quite a peppery fragrance with cypress, and then there's this red lily, and then there's also tuberose, and tuberose can be kind of a bit of a knockout, and I think combined with the lily it's just a bit too much for me in the opening. But in the dry down, it sort of transforms, and okay, you've still got a bit of the tuberose and a bit of the lily, but really the notes that really come through are the vanilla and also kind of a whipped kind of chestnut cream kind of feeling. It smells very much like when you're eating a really sugary vanilla kind of cream cake of some kind with lots of whipped cream, and it's really, you can almost, you know, when your teeth get coated in the whipped cream, it feels like that. It feels really, really rich and really creamy. So I do enjoy this perfume in the dry down, thank goodness, because the opening I was not taken with at all. So I've read that some people compare this one to a suntan lotion. I don't really get that, but I can see that if it was a really old school suntan lotion, then you might compare this one, but it's no like coconut or anything like that in there. It's not traditionally what you would think of as a suntan lotion to me. I think this perfume's kind of been usurped by the others in this range, from the Eau Soleil Blanc and the Soleil Blanc perfumes from Tom Ford. So I think that's maybe why they've discontinued this one, or maybe it was that off-putting opening that put other people off as well. When I tried this perfume, I was kind of shocked by the resemblance to another perfume in my collection, and I actually checked to see whether it was the same perfumer. So Sonia Constant did this one, but the perfume that I was shocked by the resemblance to is Madonna's Truth or Dare. So this perfume is just a really heavy tuberose gardenia perfume, but it also does have a lily note in it. So I think that's maybe, and it also has a little bit of vanilla. So I think that's really why I find it so similar to this one. But really this one is much, much less sweet, and it's far more floral than this one is. So yeah, overall, I definitely wouldn't have bought this had I smelt it in a shop. But I think, you know, the dry down saves it for me. I don't think it's one that I'll be reaching for a lot in summer by any means. I think maybe I'll keep this for autumn and winter. But yeah, it's an interesting perfume, and it is different to the Madonna Truth or Dare. It's not like it's a total dupe. It just has that vibe, and I really do love that sweet dry down. So that's Tom Ford's Orchid Soleil. So the third perfume today is one I've seen a couple of YouTubers talk about, and it really was YouTube made me buy it with this one. There's no way I would have bought this or even tried it or even thought to even look at the bottle had I not seen other people chat about this one. So I've seen Daisy Scents talk about this one, and I've also seen Sweet Scents talk about this one. So I think Daisy Scents said that she wears this to bed, and Sweet Scents said that this is one of her most teenage smelling perfumes. And I would wholeheartedly agree with that. So this is Meow by Katy Perry. So I did buy a second-hand bottle because, you know, I hate to buy anything new if I can get it for second-hand. But that did mean that I've sacrificed the beautiful cat lid. So yeah, this is my headless cat. But this one is just meant to be like a really kind of sweet, vanilla-y perfume. And that is for sure what it is. In the opening, you do get a lot of the pear note that's in there. And there's also a little bit of that kind of very light kind of note of tangerine in here. But really, it's just a really soft kind of vanilla-y icing sugar kind of scent. It is so something you would expect to smell on somebody who is probably in their tweens rather than even in their teens. It does feel very childish, this perfume, but I do actually really like it. It's sort of almost like something that you would expect to smell in a shampoo. It's very kind of light and young and girly smelling. I think that I smell something else in this perfume other than the notes listed. I sort of get like a bit of a caramel vibe from this, but I also kind of get a almost, I don't know, it's like verging on coconut for some reason. I'm sure that it's just me. It probably isn't, but there's something in here other than what's listed from what I smell. So spraying this, like initially, it's really projects well. It's really room filling, but that lasts a matter of minutes, and then it's kind of gone really. It's very much a skin scent. It's something that will last on your skin for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours at max. And then you're just going to have to reapply. But you know, if you're going to bed, I can totally see why you would choose this one. It's a very comforting, very kind of sweet scent. It totally, you know, give you those kind of dream cloud vibes. So that's my third blind buy. That's Meow by Katy Perry from 2011. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, then please give me a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed, because I do an awful lot of perfume videos, and I also do empties videos, and I would just really like to have a chat with you in the comments as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!